DIY keratin treatment with me. This is my first time doing it. Stay tuned. In this video, I'll show you what I did step by step and what I wish I knew before doing this treatment. So stay tuned. This is a product that I'm using. I got it from Amazon. I'll leave the link in the bio. And then that is the manual. You don't want to throw that instruction away. First of all, make sure you detangle your hair very well. That's what you see me doing. Make sure you comb through so that you don't have those knots that usually formed. Step 1 is shampoo. This is a shampoo that I had. I used the smallest tin. We are going to apply it. The instruction says that we do 2 wash. This shampoo was not enough, so I was only able to do 1 wash with it. So you're going to make sure that you apply the shampoo generously and then stay with it for 5 minutes. Then we brush our hair just to make sure that we remove all the dirt in your hair. I've stayed with my hair for like a month without washing it. So just make sure that you brush through, make sure that you brush the scalp very well and thoroughly. And then you'll rinse the shampoo. So after rinsing, yes, that is what we have. My hair is relaxed, so that is the part you're going to work with. That part down there is processed, so you're not going to apply the treatment in it. Remember, the treatment is to process the hair, and then you're going to work with the top part. So I don't think if I really needed a lot of it. So the first thing you're going to do is also make sure that you dry your hair. The instruction says that we dry it 80%. So we are going to divide it again into 4 portions, work with every part. We divide the first part. I like starting with the back of it. So just comb through with your blow dryer, and then after blow drying it thoroughly, that is the first half after I did my straight blow drying. Yes, and then you're going to do the next part. That is what I had, and then you're going to divide it into 4 portions again. Now we are ready to apply the treatment. So yes, we are going to apply the treatment. Start with the first half. That is the second instruction, is to apply the treatment. You need to have a bowl. I'm going to modify some of these things. That is the amount that I was able to get from the tin that I had. That is, it is small amount, but remember, this is a DIY. This is my first time doing it. I'm not going to apply so much treatment. To me, I was going to do something small. Make sure you have gloves. It's a chemical, so that you don't have any contact with it. And it was smelling good, so I had to modify also the part for the brush. I didn't have to buy the other brush. This is a DIY. We do it at home. We modify what we have. So I got an old toothbrush. You see me brushing the treatment through the hair. Make sure you take a very thin layer of hair just to make sure that the treatment is evenly distributed. Don't apply. There is I think a quarter. It's supposed to be a 1/4 inch away from your scalp. Make sure this treatment doesn't touch your scalp, because remember, it's a chemical and therefore you're at a risk of getting burns. So we don't want any burn here. We are doing this at home, otherwise this should be done by a professional. So since it's a DIY, I had to do that. You can see me applying it away from my scalp, and let me show you with this video. Yeah, you can see me some distance away from it. And what I did is that after applying with the brush, this toothbrush, I combed through with my comb just to make sure that the treatment is evenly distributed. So yes, just see what I'm doing. I did apply a small amount of treatment. Reason being, this is the first time I'm doing it. I'm not a professional. And then the last thing is, I didn't know what to expect. So I said, at least I try with small amount of it. Even if the damage will be there, it will be small. You know, you don't want too much damage to your hair. It is the first time I'm doing it, so yeah. So you can see me combing through it. Yes, I'm combing through the hair to just make sure that the treatment is evenly distributed in the part that I wanted it to be applied, and then I'll comb just the other part just to remove the knots that I was able to feel some resistance. So you see me applying it. You can see me, that is the third part that I was applying. Yes, and then you're going to put it into portions. So that is the hair after the treatment is applied. It looks like I didn't apply anything, but remember, the part that I was supposed to apply was just a small part of it, not the whole hair. So what you're going to do is that you can see me now drying the hair. This one, you're supposed to dry it 100% according to the instruction. So one thing I didn't know is that this thing causes a lot of irritation. I don't know whether it is me who did something wrong. Those people who've done it, just leave your comments if this happened to you, or you've ever heard about this one, if it was done in the salon. I had irritation on my nose. I think when you're doing it, look for a place that is having good air circulation. So you see me trying to comb, I had to put on a mask. You see me try to comb. At some point, it was too much for me. I was tearing up. I was having running nose. I had to go outside, like outside in my backyard, and do it. So you can see this is a part that I've already done silk press on. So that is the part. So I'm going to show you what I did. I used this hair straightener. I got it from Walmart like 4 years ago. So I'm going to do 10 passes. Remember, I'm not going to do the whole part. I'm doing only the most part of it is where I applied the treatment. My bottom part of the hair has chemical, so you're not going to do silk press on those parts. We're only going to do the part that I applied the treatment on. So you see me doing that again. I'm only going to apply that part 1, 2, yes, up to 10. So that's what I did to the whole part of the hair. And honestly, I loved how it was coming out. The small amount of treatment really worked for me, but you can see that smoke. Yes, so yeah, that thing irritates. It smells so bad. It smells really bad. So I would advise, if you're doing it, don't do it at night. Because sometimes we do it because we have children. Those who have children, you want that is the most time that it's more peaceful. Don't do it at night. At this point, I was already tired. Now, that is the look after the silk press. You see how good and how nice it's looking like, but I was already tired, This thing takes a long time. You need to have enough time, and I'm going to trim my ends. That is not part of the instruction. So I'm going to trim my ends. At this point, I had already taken more than 2 hours in this process. It's very tedious. It takes a lot of time. So that's another thing that I knew it takes time, but I didn't know it takes this kind of time. Yes. So I'm trimming my ends. I don't know the last time I trimmed my ends, and you can see how the hair looks like. It's very beautiful though. Yeah, it's very full. I didn't lose a lot of hair. Yes, it's very full. So then after all that work, you rinse it off. Yes. So after rinsing it off, we are going to apply mask. That is the third instruction. So you're going to apply mask in the whole of it. The mask was enough for me. So we are going to apply it and then put on a shower cap and stay with it for 5 minutes. And then we are going to rinse it off. So make sure that the mask is well applied and generously distributed in both the ends, the roots, and every part of the hair. So make sure that it's well distributed. Put on your hair mask, your shampoo cap, and then comb through, just to make sure that by this time the comb was able to go through. I love the treatment. It worked for me. I used small amount of the treatment, and yeah, it worked for me. So that is the hair after rinsing it off. You can see it's well treated. You can see how much, yes, how it is. And therefore we are going to dry it up. That is not the final touch. Now this one, they say you style it the way you want. I wanted just to do silk press on it. You can see me doing it. I was only able to do 2 passes because the hair was already looking so soft and looking good. Yes, so that is me doing the silk press. You can see how flat it looks. Yeah, so we are going to do silk press to it. I was only able to do 2 passes in most part of the hair. Yeah, so look at how good it looks. What I would advise is, this thing takes time. The irritation, leave your comments and tell me if that is something that you felt. If it's something that I would do, I don't know whether I'll repeat it. Time will tell. But you know what? I love the outcome. Thank you so much. Leave your comments, and may God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.